Good morning. Happy Wednesday. And happy full moon in Aries. It occurred at 7:57 Pacific Standard Time. And that's in the morning. So it happened about 4 hours ago or so. And I'm here to bring you your reading for this moon. I heard some stuff saying that this moon was really violent, and I don't really believe that it's necessarily like to that level, but we'll see. Maybe I need to learn something about it. But it's definitely been emotionally intense, and it's dealing with a lot of balance, right, between the self and between the other. So, we got a lot of things going on. Real quick, I'm going to do the crystals. So we have group 1 here. Beautiful Malachite pyramid. Really pretty green vibes. Our next choice is our Tiger's Eye sphere. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like the camera's doing it much justice, but it's a very pretty color when it comes through. And lastly, we have our Selenite cue, which we haven't used in a while. Look at that. Disappearing. Yeah, okay, cool. So if you want to skip ahead, you can go ahead and do that. And if you can't, then don't and stay. Okay, real quick. So we have, in the last 2 weeks, I could be a little off with this because I'm not an astrologer. I'll say that for many times on this channel. For the past maybe 2 weeks, we've had Saturn and Jupiter go direct, okay? And they've been in retrograde for, I think Saturn's been in retrograde since, I want to say I'm not going to say anything because I don't know. But they've been for months, okay, for months. So finally, they're turning back around. So there's a lot of, right, in the same time as like kind of cruising out of Mercury retrograde. So there's a lot of weird astrological stuff that is shifting us on a greater level, okay? So we need to be aware of that and just try to flow with that, right? Okay. But ultimately, these should be good things. Saturn going direct is more, can be, kind of burdensome and filled with responsibility. But also with the Jupiter going direct, this should be benefiting us from an expansive perspective. So anyway, for the numerology for today, we have the ruler of the day is life path 8, and that's also Scorpio in numerology, right? So if you have Scorpio energy around you, just be aware. And also Scorpio season starts in about 3 or 4 days, right? So we have this kind of like unseen Scorpion energy around this full moon. So anyway, I thought that was very interesting. It's the energy of transformation, right? So the message for the day. If you felt intensity of emotion in the past couple days, try to let the intensity subside and calm as you decide what you are taking from that situation. Okay, straightforward. This moon is showing some of us that we cannot choose how others process their life and experiences, but we can only choose how we process and take away our lessons, okay? Secondly, could be more importantly for some of us, we'll see. Let spirit speak to you even louder and more clearly than ever before. You're divinely protected in this matter. The greatest threat you can pose to yourself here is by not allowing yourself to change, flex, and adapt to your new realizations. Okay, that's the numerology for the day. So, we're going to get into it. So, if you chose Malachite Tower or Pyramid, if you chose Malachite Pyramid, this is your reading. Yeah, I need to get a new side table. It's okay though. We're working on it. So I chose a happiness candle. I almost forgot. I chose a happiness candle for the day. And I felt that there's a lot of different things going on for people, but I think that it's all, I just felt that the happiness was involved with it, as opposed to some other themes that I would have been able to choose. So if you chose group 1, this reading is for you, if you want it. Yes, okay, you guys, you're going through a rebirth, right? I'm going through a rebirth, and that's very interesting because it looks to me that it's regarding finances and love, which can be stressful. And they want you to just keep going and know when to teach and know when to step back and learn, right? And that's why we get perseverance and teaching and learning, okay? So I think that in this situation, we need to discern, firstly, because love ain't about money and money ain't about love, right? And I think that's what's getting blurred. And because some people, their love language is through, kind of getting physical resemblance of that love and giving it to that partner, right? Giving it to that person in question that they want to express that to. But if you feel like this is getting out of hand and that's the only way that you can express yourself, then we'll definitely have to look at something else, right? And again, that's why that's why this one's so important. Because yeah, it's about the perseverance. It is. But we need to persevere in light of this goal, right? In light of understanding, okay, do I really know what I'm talking about? And take that ego down and sit with ourselves. Okay, because that's the rebirth that you're waiting on, it seems like. That's the rebirth that you're waiting on. Okay, go out in nature. Let nature teach you about financial discipline. Let nature teach you about, right, how it works and how it distributes abundance. Similar, we can use this as above so below type of energy, right? Okay, what else do we need to know for group 1 to help them with what they're going through? What should we turn our attention towards at this time? Yeah, okay. The thing is it's not about, well, let's see, before I speak too soon. Yeah, okay. It's not about who's right, who's wrong, like, that's what we get confused in teaching and learning, is we think, okay, this is what I'm supposed to teach. But generally, right, it's kind of all happening at once, right? And you're learning about that person, but you're also trying to learn about yourself, right? That's the piece that we're missing. So that's why this vulnerability. Energy, okay. This vulnerability, this need, not the want, the need to open up and be honest, not with your partner, but with yourself, right? Right? And reconsider this feeling. Where did it start? Where did it start? Where's the root of it? Is it within your relationship, your current relationship? Or did it come from another relationship or a parent's relationship, right? Okay, and then you can move forward. And then you can move forward. So let's see. Let's do one more before I move on, just so I'm adjusting my time. Okay. What else do we need to know from this deck? Moving forward, in love, support, balance, all these things. Okay. What do we need to know? Yeah, it's simple. It's simpler than you think. That's the thing. Coming together, it's simpler than you think. It's not about complexity. It's not about if then. It's not about this is my, like, right, contract. It is about the contract, but the contract is based in simplicity. It's based in unconditional love, is it not? Right? Is this not your partner? Okay, you got this. You got this. You guys will figure it out too. And that's the thing, is that when you figure yourself out is when you figure that out, right? Oftentimes in relationships. Okay, so what do we need to know? Astrologically, I noticed there's a lot of astrological occurrences going on this month, and I wanted to know if any of that was going to come out in this astrology deck that I have here. So let's see. What do we need to know? What do we need to know? Okay. Yeah, communication, right? You know. And again, I'll say this many times, not with your partner, but first with yourself. Not with your partner, but first with yourself. Don't open your mouth until you know, right? From that point of vulnerability, from that heart space, to express what you need and what you want and what you will provide, right? It's less about sometimes asking and more about, right, embodying and being that for yourself too. So there may be a lot of different adjustments for each personal case, okay? And that's why the contract. And the thing is too, this is about seeing your blessings, right? It says it right here. We get IC, North Node, life's purpose and blessings, right? Life's purpose and blessings. It's about seeing your blessings, not your blocks, right? It's about seeing the purpose as opposed to the obstacle, right? The obstacle is the purpose. Oh, yeah, easy for you to say. No, I mean, right? And that's why I'm telling you guys, this is a partner-oriented moon, because it's about Libra and it's about Aries, okay? It's about one or two, two or one, one or two, two or one, one or two, two or one, right? It gets confusing. So we're going to work on that. And we're going to see, what do we need to know? This is interesting. I think that you guys have a lot going for you right now. Meet Jasper. He's a playful little trickster known to pounce on toes while you're sleeping and possibly tiptoe across your computer while you're trying to work. There's a twinkle of mischief in his eyes that you can't help but love. He reminds us not to take things too seriously. Sometimes the biggest disasters can seem funny when you look at them through Jasper's eyes. He is lighthearted. He is laughter, giggles, and sighs. And yes, he really did need to steal a little sip out of your drink when you were looking the other way. Okay? And this is mischief. Mischief. Okay. So these are the spirit cats, and I wanted to give you guys one so that we could be with it this week. What I feel for this one is more about, again, seeing the positive, seeing the playfulness, seeing the humor, in our world. So, we got one more. Yeah. Meet Lucy. She is awake even in her dreams. One of her favorite things to do is fly in a lucid dream. It is the most natural, free, and expansive feeling. You can go to outer space, imaginary lands, deep under the sea, to the top of Mount Everest, even through the earth itself, propelled simply by the power of your mind and will. This little kitty is calling you to embrace that unbound freedom of flight or dreams. What is your wildest dream? Your craziest, most heart-expanding, joy-filled plan A. If you were completely free, what would you do? Okay? Now, this tells me, this validates, right? The only chains are our own. The only chains are the ones that we allow, right? I love you guys a lot. You got this. Stay in your heart-centered energy. Stay in your happiness. Stay in your blessings. Stay in your optimism for now, right? And that's not to say to be irrational, but just to know if it isn't the happy ending, it's not the ending yet, right? Okay. I'll see you guys very soon. I hope that the reading served you. All right. If you are in group 2, beautiful tiger's eye. Okay. Trying to get it to kind of, there we go. Okay. If you're group 2, you chose tiger's eye, this is your reading. Ooh, man. Okay. Interesting. I feel like it's time. I feel like they're asking you to. This is very interesting. I really like this spread. Sorry, it's kind of tripping me up. So I feel that they gave me love partnership. I'm not going to ignore it. Maybe it's just a partner-oriented moon. I wouldn't be surprised. Okay. And so for some of us, this could be, I feel like two different things going on. So on the one hand, there's this change in our health. Okay, some of us, it could be positive, some of us, it could be negative. So it really depends. But it's about finding the new abundance that they're asking you to tap into, right? So let me show you what I got here. I got health and synchronicity. And I got abundance and karmic completion. Okay. And we have completion and creativity reversed. But, you know, that's just to say to be more creative, right? So then, right, love partnership afterwards. So I think for some of us, it might be that our health is showing us how to balance our abundance and our needs and wants. And then on the other hand, our health could be something, right, that is actually going positively at this time. And it could be mental health. It could be emotional health. It doesn't have to be physical health. I do know physical health has been present. Okay. So be creative moving forward. Be creative seeing your blessings and seeing your abundance that's there. I think what it's telling us too is that there is abundance there. It's just a matter of how do we get to it? And I think that's where the creativity comes in. And the partnership too. The partnership is I would say unlimited abundance. Yeah, we all do, right? We all have that. What do we need to know with this deck here? Okay, lots of like tension, lots of disagreement potentially, just saying. Okay, and this is the thing too, is that you have to work for yourself right now. I think that's the biggest message that's coming through. Yeah, work for yourself right now. That's the difficulty. Definitely is a common difficulty in partnership. So I'm going to get to that later. That's like a whole other thing. Right? So here's the thing. This is the thing. Changing our focus, right? What are we looking to gain out of the situation? And also recognize, this is where I said, change for yourself right now. This is the High Priestess, right? So with this card, we're talking about our private self. We're talking about meditation, personal affirmations. This isn't something that needs to be shared with everyone, right? You oftentimes, right, intuition can backfire if you feel something and then you go telling everyone about it, about someone or how they, maybe, energetically are, but then it comes off as right and it's not effective because intuition isn't always meant to be like collective in that way, right? Okay, anyway, but that's the thing, right? Take your own lead, but don't like beg people to follow. That's the difference, right? And yeah, you will feel alone. Right? Man, it's okay to feel alone, but then to know, right, that we're not alone, that we have our guidance, that we are on path with ourselves, that we are listening to our intuition. Okay? And so there's a lot of second guessing, and we need to avoid that. We need to avoid second guessing. What the universe is showing us is our path, is our purpose, because of our fear, right? There's always going to be fear. But you guys, most of all, are being asked to overcome this at this time because it's going to bring you into that blessings, right? Into those blessings, into that abundance. So it's up to you, right? Let's see what's going on astrologically or just in general, like themes from this deck here. What do we need to know from this one? Yeah. So pay attention to your health, okay? Some of us are okay, and we should know that. But there's other ones. I'm gonna go back on that. I want you to know. Go back and pay attention to your health. And they're not talking. Well, I'm sorry. They're talking about physical health, but not solely, right? Not only. Okay. Oh. Okay, the body. Okay, very straightforward. And we have force, okay? And this is what we don't want to do. We don't want to force. Because every time we force, something pops back, right? Some of us, this is pushing our body from the body's perspective. Some of us, this is pushing our emotional, mental self to the point where the body cannot keep up and it has to express. I'm sorry, that the body, emotion, or mind can't keep up and it needs to express this somehow. Through, right? Because sometimes when we have nervous breakdowns and stuff like that, we don't realize, oh my God, this is because of stress. This is because of the situations, the perspectives that I'm approaching these situations from, right? And we just need to step back and stop forcing, right? Stop forcing ourselves to be something that's not serving our highest purpose, okay? You deserve that. You deserve that. More than anything, you deserve your own happiness, okay? Look at me, holding my solar plex right here. You guys, okay? Trust your instincts. Trust your gut. Trust when someone gives you an uneasy feeling. Okay, this is your guidance. This is your body talking to you. Okay, listen. Okay, figured it out. Okay, because you have so much. You have so much, and it's only a matter of seeing that and understanding that. Okay, that's the thing. It's all about this abundance. It's all about having gratitude, I guess I'll say too, as opposed to, right, seeing obstacles. Keep it at that. Because you guys know. I know you guys know where you're at with that for sure. I think you know. Okay? So, that's really good for you guys. You guys deserve that. Let's go ahead and see what we need for spirit cats. From spirit cats. Okay? What do we need to know from the spirit cats? As we move forward, who's going to be guiding us? Who can we find, a safe space with? You guys, okay, first of all, I want to go back on what I said. I think that there are situations, mostly, that our partnership is going to benefit us at this time. I don't think it's causing a burden. And I want to make sure that I'm expressing that now. Maybe whoever needs it, right? Okay, so meet Serena. She will guide you to the sanctuary at the center of your being, the place of stillness in the midst of the flowing river of life. She knows the language of forgiveness and acceptance. If you are quiet for a moment and let your heart soften and open, she can teach you these true words so that you may rest your mind in the abode of peace. We cannot control the actions of others, but our perspectives, our feelings, and our choices remain in our power. Choose to be at peace, even as you work towards resolution, evolution, and change. Okay, that's peace. And I think that's really big for you guys in finding peace in yourself and finding that safe place. I hope that you guys understand and resonate with the reading and that I served you in some way. And you guys can reach out to me whenever, and I'll see you in 2 weeks. And you got this, and you deserve this. All right, cubers. Cubers. Got a selenite here. Okay, if you're in group 3, this is your reading. Well, if you want it. Okay, what do we need to know from this deck here? Okay, guys, I actually really like this, right? So we're taking a step back from, how do I put this? The imagery of life, okay? We're trying to get to the flesh and meat and bone of this existence and this life and get to a deeper level of truth, okay? Right? And so maybe some of you have been doing this recently, right? Kind of putting that in balance a little bit. One thing that's really interesting when pride comes up is it almost makes me think, we always say, right, we need enough pride, but not too much. Well, we also need to understand that, right, pride, if we have, it's not inherently, it has the dualism, right? Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. It's our energy that puts it out of balance. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. Pride is good, is what I'm trying to say. Pride is good. And that's why when we take a time out from it, it's not taking the pride away from us. Okay, it's putting it back in balance and understanding that with or without this thing, you should still have this. With or without this thing, you should still have this pride, right? Okay, right? Like your partnership or someone that maybe didn't really go the way that you were expecting. Okay? And that's okay. That's okay. But we're going to figure out what's going on here. Oosh. Okay. And it's like, well, this is silly, but it's like, let's not put so much in the physical. Let's not put so much belief in what's real and physical. That's what they want you to do, because they gave us this. Okay? And this isn't negative. This isn't bad just because it's upside down. That's not what the point is. The point is, right? Physical, happiness, and spirituality. Physicality, happiness, and spirituality. And what this tells me is that there's an imbalance, right? It could be either way. My first immediate thought was we're putting too much in the physical, what's manifesting and what's appearing to us, and we're not putting enough in the spiritual in the way of learning our lessons and understanding the greater purpose, right? And it could be the other way around too. It could be that we're looking for the lesson so deeply when there is none. When it's just meant to be like gratitude, right? And we're trying to cut down, we're trying to split hairs. Okay, so there could be both. There could be both. It could even be a flip-flop. I hope that is clear to everyone. Okay, and they give us patience. All right, for sure. For sure. All right, now, let's figure out what we need to know from this deck and see. From the Heart Tarot. Okay. What do we need to know here? Oh, shit. Okay. Okay. Got it. So the thing is here is that there's, wow. Okay. Hold on a sec. Okay. So here's the thing. First of all, you see clearly, right? According to this card, you should know. You should have a feeling, right, of when there's honestly deception involved. And that's conscious or unconscious deception, because most of the time people are not trying to deceive others, they're trying to deceive themselves, right? So, since you're not the type of person to deceive yourself, as shown by this card, I'm assuming, then it must mean that you're allowing others within their own narrative to deceive themselves, trick you a little bit, right? We want to see the positive. We want to see the optimism and the goodness in them, right? And that's true, and that's there. It's there. It's just with other stuff. Okay, so let's see. What I need you to do is when you see when you see your fears, okay? I'm just gonna start here and let it roll. When you see your fears, right? They said just breathe. Very straightforward message. Okay. And here's the other thing. This one's really, really important. I almost didn't want to say it until the end, but I think I'm going to say it. There is a long road ahead. It's not like there's a lot of, right, completion points and rebirth and ascension points of like to show us that we've gone kind of further movement. We've kind of walked up the spiral, if you will, right? But it's a long, 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 long journey. And they're trying to get that through to us in this. The moon, okay? The moon. The unconscious mind. The mind that we desire to reprogram, if you will. They're saying choose your battles because you're not going to fix everything overnight. If you feel like you've been sinking into a certain behavior, which, trust me, we have been doing this weekend a lot. Of course, this happens all the time. But if you fell recently, and this is what's calling you to this reading and to this understandings, know that it's not about the entire thing right now. It's about one aspect, okay? So for instance, let me give an example. If you get upset and angry and you realize that you get upset and angry and it's like a frustration, right? We're not looking at, okay, when I'm angry, how do I calm down? No, we're looking at before I get angry, how do I calm down, right? And that's why we're trying to apply that so that it's easier, so that we're not fighting fire with fire in that way, okay? You know, there are people behind the veil that are trying to help you, and I was trying to avoid saying this a couple times, but at this point, I can't help it. I can't hide it. There's people behind the veil that are helping you, whether this is your ancestors, spirit guides, angels, however you want to see it, or grandpa. It's up to you to feel and to understand what connections you have beyond this realm. Okay, so we have that, and the last thing that we must do is use this happiness candle and use this yellow gut energy in a way. And we get the sun, okay? So we get the moon and the sun. And so that shows me one, dualisticness, right? Like, we're going back and forth, hot and cold, yes and no. But then at the same time, this is what reprogramming is, okay? And this is what our authentic truth is, the sun. Authentic truth for this reading. And then I'll show you the card of deception as well, because we get double truth, the double truth, okay? And she's pulling back those curtains. Okay, so what do we need to know from our astrological deck in terms of where we're at, how we keep going, what we need to turn our attention towards? Okay. And this is really interesting, and I almost want to say it's like this energy of like, I don't want to say it's like uncommittal, because that's not really fair, but I feel that it's like, fear-based, okay? It's fear-based, okay? And that's why they're telling us literally, sun and moon again, change mind. So this could be a growth aspect for sure, and I think it is, in, you know, continuing understanding the mind and all its intricacies, because it's, right, like it has a whole suit just for him in the tarot, right? So on the one hand this, and on the other hand, there may be some of us that are, again, polarizing ourselves. Yes, no, maybe, yes, no, yes, no. We should, we shouldn't. He will, he won't. And so I think it's really important for us to try to pull away from that. It's not yes or no, it's in what way. It's not yes or no, it's in what way. Okay? And you have a decision over what way. Not over what way your partner deals with it, but over what way you deal with it. Okay? And I say that because, yes, we get Venus. I jumped off, right? So, right, it could be romantic partner, but it could also be like just the other half of the situation, right, if you will. And look at this. Literally, I cannot make this more clear for you guys. I am love. I am love. You are love, and you have it inside of you. So stop searching outside of yourself, because you had it all along, right? And it's not about, okay, right? It's not about searching for stuff that we can add to create more meaning in ourselves. It's about sinking deeper and deeper into that genuine and authentic and unconditional love that is all around us, right? It sounds so cheesy when I say it, but I don't care. What do we need to know from our spirit cats? Interesting. I like this one. They're throwing me off today, but I dig it. Meet Artemis. She's the master hunter. She can focus her attention like a laser beam. She has crystal clear vision and razor sharp hearing. She even has some extra antenna that can pick up on subtle cues. She observes everything, knows how to be invisible, and leaps out at the perfect moment. We often have a zillion ideas floating in our minds. We are multitasking machines. When Artemis shows up, it's time to pick one thing, to hone in, and quell distractions. How will we ever catch that mouse if we don't focus on it, letting everything else fade into the background for a moment? And that one's pretty straightforward. It's focus. And I think it's really important. I'm getting this energy of like focusing on ourselves at this time. Just, yeah, sinking into that home. Okay. Well, hope you guys liked it. Also, y'all need some cleansing. Selenite group, right? Cleanse your space, cleanse your room, cleanse your body. Whatever you need to do. It's up for grabs. Okay. I love you guys a lot. I hope that this served you and all of you, and you can message me whenever. And that's that.